had often wondered who were the women that existed during the 1900s in the trails of California, and who are the women on these statues I keep seeing all around the USA. The Madonna of the trail endured the massive terrain of the roads and weather of the United States. There are some very fascinating things that you should know about them. They have a very important background. Some of these women have been members of science since October 11, 1890. In Washington, D.C., the Madonna of the Trail is a series of 12 identical monuments dedicated to the spirit of pioneer women in the United States. The monuments were commissioned by the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution during the administration of President General Grace Lincoln Hall Brusso. The base on which the figure stands is 6 feet high and weighs 12 tons. This base rests on a foundation that stands 2 feet above ground level, making the monument 18 feet tall. All of the daughters are vibrant, active women who are passionate about community service, preserving history, educating children, as well as honoring and supporting those who serve our nation. They traveled from New York all the way to California. Wow, these women knew how to move, and they were moving quickly, with the only transportation being stagecoaches, a horse, and carriage. Sure, they would experience all kinds of defeat, but they were all stronger than any opposition to their mission. One woman asked her friend in the group, "Do you even know where we're headed?" She replied, "Yes, we're headed west. Grab your kids, your guns, and some food and leave for a better way to..." This is a map of the areas that they traveled. They would travel 2,092 miles. The statue you see is just one of 12. The other 11 are placed in each state, part of the National Old Trails Road from Bethesda, Maryland, to California. Today, much of the National Old Trails Road is U.S. Highway 40 and U.S. Highway 66. To give you more information on the architecture and the history of his journey, that he also was facing controversy because the statue was of a woman. That was why there would only be 12 statues, because of the discontinuance put in by Truman, who would be the president when they were being placed. The statues were made to recognize the pioneer women and mothers who came with their husbands with strength, courage, and love. It was commissioned by the National Society of the Daughters of American Revolution, NSDAR, in the late 1920s. The statue was reportedly designed in just 3 days by August Leimbach in 1927. The statues were made with a mixture of crushed marble, Missouri granite, stone, cement, and lead ore. They are 18 feet tall and weigh 5 tons. Here is what August Leimbach, 3D architect, had to say about the statues. "The idea I had when I modeled the design was waiting for the father at the blockhouse in the Wild West, for the father did not come home as he had promised. She, believing him to be in danger, put her little child in a blanket, grasped the gun, and with the boy ran out in the field to look for the father. The gun is sketched from the gun of Daniel Boone, with his carvings on the shaft. On the ground is prairie grass and cactus brushes, also arrowheads, and on one side in the shadows, there is visible in the original a rattlesnake partly covered by grass." In conclusion to the Madonna of the Trail, I have found that this is a very important monument of this.
From 1929 to 2024, California history.